Hi everyone, Adam from Tool Monster here. Welcome back to the channel, and we're here today. We've got our guest speaker Ryan from Dougan Contracts.
How are you?
Good to have you on board.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Good.
So Ryan, what's the crack? Am I all good?
All good, mate. Yeah, keeping
Busy
very
enough?
well. Oh, flat out. Yeah. What about yourself?
Not too bad. We're busy enough in here, you know.
Good.
Trying to get this channel up and
Oh,
going
it's
there.
great. I have to say, I love this sign back here and the wheel as well. I'd like to know where, where the rest of the car is. Is that going to fit in somewhere?
It's at the back there. So that's no. So Ryan, just if you give us a quick chat through about Dougan Contracts and what sort of stuff that you do there.
Yeah. So I'm a director at Dougan Contracts. We're a specialist joinery company. So we specialise in manufacturing bespoke counters and furniture for the commercial and residential sectors.
So is that like when you say specialise? That's obviously you got your carpenters and joiners, and then so is that all like shop fitting type stuff?
Yeah, so most of our jobs are commercial, so we do a lot of supermarkets and pharmacies, and we sort of tailor ourselves towards the more bespoke end. So people who are looking for a very high end fit out within a supermarket or a pharmacy, that's kind of where we fit in, something a little bit.
So usually the guys that come in and do the easy bit at the end and just slide the worktop at the end.
Yeah.
It's all done, that's
totally,
it.
Yeah. There's no first fix. Yeah, straight in, fit it in. Most of our stuff is done in the workshop, so you're kind of right. It kind of just sits straight in and we're done. So where you would have maybe like a 12-month project, we're in it the last 2 weeks of that job to finish off, but most of our stuff happens in our workshop before we get there.
Taking the pictures of the whole place.
Yeah, we're the glory hunters, yeah.
No, like I was seeing your place and it's like your setup's really, really cool. So it is.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
CNC machines, you have all the benches, the work benches, all the guys are on stations and all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's developed itself over the past few years, particularly over the last 3 years. It's got a lot bigger and probably a lot more modern as well. Before it was only sort of typewriters in the office, maybe 10 years ago, and now there's computers and people in the office and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of progressed itself. So
the business itself, I'm right saying it started off as your dad had started it, didn't he?
Yeah, so 1986, our dad started it up, started making fences in his garage in Newton Ards. So started off building fences and then it kind of progressed from there to doing small shops. Then he moved to a farmyard. From the farmyard, then he went into a small workshop in Newton Ards and sort of progressed to where we are in Bangor now. So it sort of started off from probably very small, humble beginnings to sort of where it is now, which is sort of a good bit bigger than that, yeah.
So how many guys in the workshop?
So in the workshop we have about 15 guys. It's a
big undertaking.
It's a bit of a monster. It's kind of built, particularly over the last 5 years. It's got
your brother sort of run the shop.
Yeah, so it's me and my brother Mark. Mark's the older, maybe not so wiser, but he's the older.
He
brother.
might tell you different.
So it's me and my brother Mark. We run the business now, and my dad, he would class himself as retired, but he's still in the background there, sort of likes to know what's going on.
The wisdom.
Very much so. Very much the overlooker.
I know as like a sort of someone who's starting out in business as well. You have all these crazy ideas. So, like it's probably been really, really good to have your dad overseeing it all, saying actually some slow about this, or even going brilliant. That's class.
100%.
As you said, like to move from old tech to new tech, I'm sure that was a big change in the place.
Very much so, and I mean certainly there was probably a little bit of pushback from my dad at the start, and you know what, looking back on that, rightly so, because what he sort of always told us was do things slow and steady, and it's kind of what we have done. So our workshop is built up very, very slowly and to where it is now. Whereas I was sort of like, right, let's go, let's get it done now, let's buy all the machinery. You look back on that and you go, actually, that probably wasn't the right thing to do. So yeah, our workshop now is we've got CNC machines, we've got spray booth, we've got top end wood cutting machinery, we've got really good handheld tools as well. And that has progressed very slowly to where it is now.
So how does that work, right? So a set of drawings come in for a shop, and then you sort of see it, or sorry, you take it off the CAD and then work out on the machines. Like, what's the process in that?
So basically the way we work is we work to architects, designers and main contractors. Those are our three main clients, and what they'll do is they'll send us through a design brief for a design. We'll take that, we'll sort of turn it out and turn it into something that looks like how we'll build it in our office. And once we've done that, we send that back to the customer. They have a look at it, they're happy with it. We take it back in again, and then get sort of processed to either be handed out to the shop floor for the guys to manufacture directly, or it'll get sent through to one of the CNC machines. So there's sort of two different ways this gets done. Yeah, basically we're sort of a little bit different in how we work it. So we kind of give the guys ownership of a project in the workshop themselves. So we'll hand them the plan. That's their project from the start to the finish until it leaves the workshop.
That's quite clever too, because it gives a wee bit of accountability then.
Definitely,
but also a bit of pride.
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of how we've done that. Is it's kind of about staff morale and keeping your staff happy. The way, and you're probably the same as well, the way we look at it is these guys spend 40 hours a week in work. Now, that is precious time within your life, and it's important that they enjoy what they do and it's enjoyable overall. So that's kind of built into our ethos, is that we kind of enjoy the process. So a lot of factories, they would just send out a cutting list and everything's all worked out for you. You get handed a load of slabs and you build it up, whereas we hand them the full job and they have to work it out themselves. So a lot of people go, people will think, well, that's not probably the way to do it in terms of your
Is that
process.
More efficient, or is it?
It's probably not as efficient. But at the same time, our guys are really good at making jobs efficient because they can make the decisions themselves. So apart from job satisfaction, you're also getting pride of work within that as well. And that kind of all spans back to then the product you're getting for
the product you used to. Then, like, I've seen some of your stuff and it's pretty cool. Like,
oh, thank you.
So even down to like some of the stuff in the garages, what you're going to do, the how they're set up and stuff. Yeah, really, really fine joinery. Like, it looks really cool on some of the high standards. So to build it up to that from where you are, moving to the tech, like, hats off to you. It's
thank you. Thanks very much. It's been fun. Like, it has been good. Like, we very much don't say no to anything, which probably do our demise sometimes, where we're just, yes, we can do that, and you haven't a clue how to do it, and then you just work it out along the way. So very much that's part of our... Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to say yes to stuff and just go for it. It always works out in the end, and you trust your team. We trust our team 100% with what they can produce, So, yeah, I think, going back to that and being handed the full project, that also helps that kind of learning process and using their initiative.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sounds brilliant. If you could go back in time, Ryan, right, and tell yourself one bit of business advice, like, I find it really interesting. If you go back to when you're first starting your career, or even to when you were first taking over the business from your dad, what bit of advice would you give yourself there?
Good question. Hard question.
Isn't it?
I would probably say to have more patience in yourself and have belief within that. So kind of what I mean is, be a bit more patient with what you're doing, work hard at it, and the results will follow. So certainly when we started on this journey of taking over the reins from our dad, we had a smaller client base, and I wanted to take on the world. I wanted all...
I think a lot of us a lot of us in that situation do that, especially when you're younger. You always feel like you want to prove yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And sort of, our dad would have reined us back in again, and going back to the patience thing, I was speaking to a guy and he sort of gave me a little bit of advice, and he said, when you're going out and you're looking at these different contacts and looking at building up your client base, it's not going to happen overnight. And that was frustrating because I wanted it to just happen like that. He said it's going to take 2, 3, 4 years, and he was right. And the process behind that to get to that point, if it had just happened like that, we wouldn't have been scalable to get to that point to manage that amount of work.
It's all about your journey to get there, the stuff you learn.
So definitely patience probably at the start of the journey would have been probably a bit more helpful, would have kept the frustration down a bit.
I think part of us wouldn't know that feeling Okay, so another thing I think is really evident now. So I think going back 10, 15 years, people had a bit of a stigma around trades, right?
Yeah.
Which I think us two have talked about this. Tradesmen in Ireland as a whole, the whole Ireland, I think the whole thought process and getting into the trade and the whole stigma around trades are for stupid people. I think that's massively going out the door.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not really.
Yeah.
I think the amount of work out there, the career paths which you can go down are so vast.
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty exciting?
I think it's great to see. I mean, certainly I would say probably the turning point was the first recession in 2007, where people fell out of the trades, and then there was a massive void after that where there was no good tradespeople.
Yeah.
And the only way to bring people into your business was to bring them through the colleges. So where the colleges maybe particularly didn't have people, they were snapped up quickly, and then over the space of a few years, those classes were starting to fill up, and people were starting to bring through. I kind of see that we're now starting to reap the benefits of that, where colleges are full, people are encouraged now to go to tech. Certainly when I was at school, people were sort of scoffed at. If you're going to go to college and not do your A-levels.
Attended the same school, so whatever, in the same class.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yeah, some cracks, some stories, I'll say. Yeah. But I think we definitely weren't. We were encouraged to down the college or go to get a degree.
Yeah.
But you've guys coming out here now. They're going into the trade at 16. They're getting paid to go to work. They're coming out at 20, 21 and getting paid similar to a junior doctor who's went and done 7, 8 years and racked up 100 grand of debt.
Yeah.
I think the career path. And it's just getting that out there, especially the people who there's a lot of intelligent people there as well who could coming into the trade who just don't understand the whole dynamic of it,
And it's that thing as well. People are minded differently. Some people are creative, some people are more logical, so not doctors, architects, solicitors, that's not the correct career path for them. So, if they want to be a plumber, if they want to be an electrician, they want to be a joiner, they shouldn't be looked at less for that. And in a lot of respects as well, they put the hard work in at the start.
I think that dynamic's changing though, with how people view trades. I could be wrong. People probably look at us and go, but I definitely think that there's definitely a shift in that, isn't there?
Yeah, the mentality's changing. I don't know if it's a UK thing or a Europe thing, but certainly down in Australia there, the chippies and the plumbers, they're a lot more respected down there than what we would have been up here maybe 5-10 years ago. But there's definitely a shift, which is really, really good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see. And I'm really good. I'm quite passionate about the young people coming up through, getting good talent to come through, and I think that's really important as people like ourselves who are at the head of companies spearheading that to get and encourage young trades or young people into the trades.
Yeah, definitely. We work very closely with the local college here, and we take a couple of guys on every year and sort of push them into getting through the company.
But isn't the best way to grow people, the best way to get talent, the best talent? I have an opinion of the best way to grow talent is to home grow them through the process. And I was glad to see some of the guys come through from starting off at 16 to 21, and they're excelling in their trade.
Definitely. There's an old saying, hard character, trained skill, and that's something I sort of hold very close to my heart, that bring somebody in for who they are, not what they can do. And certainly at 16 as well, you can tell how nice a character somebody is, but they're not necessarily going to know how good they are until they actually put the hard work in. And I would say, after a couple of years of the guys coming through the trades, you can really see them coming into their own and maturing as well. It's quite nice to actually give back to that and give somebody a potential career path, and maybe they'll go on to do their separate things, but at least you've set their foundation up within that career path to go on to do something great or stay within the company.
Right, so we've talked loads about apprentices and how great it is to bring apprentices through. If I'm 16, I'm going to Dougan Contracts, see your stuff on Instagram, see your stuff on, I think it's pretty cool. How do I go about getting into, even, it doesn't have to be Dougan Contracts, but what advice do you give like a young apprentice going to an interview as such and getting into the trade?
Yeah, that's a good question. What I would say is have the balls to take upon your own initiative. So don't trust your college or your school, somebody to sort that out for you. Take it upon yourself, not your mummy, not your daddy. Go yourself and go to your local college and ask them, how do I get into a course to do plumbing? How do I get into a course to do electrical, joinery? And really follow their advice and make sure you're persistent to get onto that course.
Isn't that key though? Like, you just touched on that, something about like guys interviewing through, or parents phoning through.
Yeah.
And I get there's some people maybe don't have a lot of confidence, but for me, you definitely, I think it needs to be the apprentice themselves. So that would be a big bit of advice I give is keep going and be persistent. Be persistent, because Dougan Contracts, big company, you are busy. So be persistent. I'm not saying to phone you every hour, but I'm just saying,
certainly, back up what you put in, phone through again, ask and see. But certainly don't get your mummy or daddy to do it, because it doesn't look great. Even though you're only 16, really just give yourself a little bit of confidence to put yourself into that course and to contact the company. Colleges can be sort of a little bit slow with things, so don't be scared to contact the company if you want to get a placement with the company.
Because the likes of yourself can push that through. Like if you have someone, and if you see someone who's really enthusiastic and ready, like you can push that person onto the course.
Totally, and that's sort of actually what happens quite a lot is we'll get people contacting us directly, and we have a good relationship with the college. They'll contact us with a list of people, and they'll come in with an interview. But also we'll have people who contact us directly, which is really good because it shows that they've used that initiative to think outside the box and go straight to somebody who they want to work with. And there's a few guys who are working with us now who have done that. Great fellas, and they've turned out really well. There's a couple of nice jovial guys in there, and they did that sort of process. Class.
Everybody, Ryan, thanks very much for coming here today and having a chat.
Thank you very much.
Tell us all about your big enterprise.
Thanks very much. I'm loving the space here. The space is looking fantastic. So
thanks very much. Yeah, bit of effort. It's a class. But look, and if you enjoy our chats to us here, click subscribe at the bottom, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks, guys.